Hello, everyone. Well, if you were watching last Tuesday, you might remember that I spoke about little faith from Luke 17, verses 1 to 10. It was a story the apostles asked Jesus to help increase their faith because he had just told them they have to forgive 7 times in a day. And they, I guess, thought it was just too much. So that they said, increase our faith. And he said, no, you have enough faith. So this morning I want to look at a different teaching of Jesus, but in similar things with little faith, Matthew chapter 8. And it's where he talks about, again, a little bit of faith. He mentions that in the story. This time, he and the disciples are out on a boat on the Sea of Galilee. And when they went out, it was calm, but before long, apparently the Sea of Galilee storms rise up really quickly. And so they're out on this boat, and Jesus is sleeping somewhere on the boat. It must be some type of boat with a downstairs or a yacht type thing. We're not sure, but Jesus was asleep, and a storm rose up, and it was crashing waves over the boat. So let's pick it up there. Matthew chapter 8, verses 23 to 26. It says this, Then he got into the boat with his disciples, and his disciples followed him. Suddenly, a furious storm came up on the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, Lord, save us, we're going to drown. He replied, You of little faith, why are you so afraid? Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and it was completely calm. Wow, it's a great story. Fearing for their lives, they woke Jesus to ask him to do something about their dire situation. His response was interesting. You have so little faith. Why are you afraid? Why did Jesus say they had little faith? Like they must have had some faith because they were his disciples. A disciple has to have faith in who they're following. And it's highly unlikely that Jesus, woke up and he was just kind of, oh, why are you waking me? You guys have little faith. That's probably not, you know what it's like when you get woken up out of a really good nap. You kind of want to, oh, you woke me up. I don't think it's that. But see, the disciples showed enough faith to even go and wake Jesus. So they had to have some faith, though it was little. It was a good faith because they knew he could do something about this situation. They went to him. What's clear in the story, and especially that line of Jesus, his response, is that he links their faith to fear. They did have faith, though it was little. And in Luke 17, last week's story, we saw that's all they needed. A little bit of faith, the size of a mustard seed. Maybe this faith was the size of a lettuce seed, even smaller. What was different here is that fear seemed to be destroying their faith. Maybe they could have rebuked the wind and the waves themselves without waking Jesus. Why didn't they do that? Maybe all they needed was to pray and then rebuke the storm. No doubt Jesus' reaction to them might have been different if they did do that. And maybe this story won't even be in Matthew and Luke's Gospels. It's in both. Had they done that, because maybe they would have previously learned that fear destroys faith. But it is here, and it is here for us to learn. So what about you? Has fear destroyed the little bit of faith you have? Has fear maybe taken your big faith and knocked it down to size? Do you not have any faith because you fear too much? Are you afraid to trust Jesus in this particular storm in your life? Are you afraid to trust him with the outcome of the new world or the new normal after COVID-19? What do you fear? Or what has fear done to your faith? Are you constantly waking Jesus and asking him, hey, help, don't you care about me? I'm going to drown. Or is your faith so small that you have to call on Jesus? Or maybe even you bother your best friend or your other friends, and you just keep telling people, you rehearse the fear over and over and over, and you just keep telling people how fearful you are. Or do you speak in faith, the little faith that you have, to rebuke the storm and allow God to bring complete calm? Are you exercising your faith and not allowing fear to keep you from seeing what can you do or what you can do in the situation you're in? This is our challenge. Exercise the little faith you have and do not let fear destroy it. Know this, Jesus is on the boat with you in this storm. You're not alone. The one who rebuked the wind and the waves is with you, and you have faith to act as he acted. Hey, thanks for listening.